Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of karTECH Talks. My name is Kartik Sakthivel and I serve as the Vice President and Chief Information Officer for LIMRA, LOMA, SRI, and LL Global. Let's talk about cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, also known as information security, is an expansive and vast domain that is comprised of a variety of concern areas. Every company across every industry, as well as nations, have invested and are increasing this investment in cybersecurity and will continue to increase this investment for the prevention of cybercrime. The threats continue to grow at an exponential rate and range from the garden variety brute force attacks to the more sophisticated targeted attacks on a sector or a company. What was an emergent field of technology 25 years ago are table stakes today. Each of our organizations need to establish robust defenses. As the saying goes, the best defense is a strong offense. Germane to cybersecurity, your strongest offense against increasing and increasingly sophisticated attacks are your people. We'll explore this further in another edition of the series. Cybersecurity is not an IT issue. It is everyone's issue. I don't mean to terrify anyone. Okay, maybe I do. But cyber attacks in the financial services industry alone have seen an average increase of 130% over the past 2 years, year over year. Losses due to cyber attacks are estimated at around $500 billion annually. For an average business in our industry, that equates to around $18.3 million in damages per a study by Accenture a couple of years ago. Damage due to cybercrime is projected to hit $6 trillion by 2021 across sectors and industry. As a frame of reference, the US GDP is approximately $21.5 trillion. According to Gartner, worldwide spending on cybersecurity is forecast to be $133.7 billion in 2022. But here's the kicker. 69% of companies in the same study did not believe that the threats that they are seeing can be blocked effectively by their antivirus or AV software. Let's explore some other data that lends credence to how critical cybersecurity awareness is for us in this age of technology. We've all seen data breaches in the news. Data breaches exposed 4.1 billion records in the first half of 2019. 34% of data breaches are conducted by internal actors. According to Verizon, 71% of breaches were financially motivated and 25% were motivated by espionage. 52% of these breaches involved hacking, 28% involved malware, and around a third included phishing or social engineering, respectively. According to an IBM study, the average time to identify a breach in 2019 was 206 days, and the average life cycle of a breach, from breach to containment, was 314 days. Hackers attack every 39 seconds, which equates to about 2,244 times a day on average, according to the University of Maryland. 65% of groups used spear phishing as the primary mode of attack. Let's take a second to understand phishing and spear phishing. When malicious actors, hackers, send out malicious emails to a very large number of recipients, more or less at random, with the expectation that only a small percentage will respond, it's called a phishing attack. These emails might look official or deceitfully seem like they have originated from a trusted source or sender, such as your bank, your financial institution, your package delivery service, or even your kid's school or place of worship. These phishing emails may state something to the effect of, click here to confirm your information, or click here to change your password, etc. The issue is that this loaded link might house malware. Malware is effectively a piece of software commonly referred to as a virus. Malware is far more destructive because it will not only infect your system, but your entire network, replicating itself and potentially becoming more sophisticated and more difficult to find and eradicate in the process. These links might alternatively direct you to a fake website called a spoof site, where you might be solicited for sensitive personal information such as your date of birth, your social security number, etc. Let's explore spear phishing. Spear phishing attacks are a more nefarious variant of phishing in that they are carefully crafted emails that are designed and targeted to get a specific recipient rather than a broader spray and pray type attack. Attacks of these types may seem like they originate from known sources. You could get a spear phishing email designed to look like it originated from your boss, which says something to the effect of, "I need you to watch this training video," or from your professor which says, "Click here to upload your book report immediately," or from your mom that says, "I forgot my purse. Please click here so I can pay for my Uber." Sophisticated attacks could come in the form of reading from your social media check-ins that you're in Philadelphia, and an email could arrive from your friend that says, "You're in Philly. Check out this cheesesteak restaurant menu." Cookies left on your device that lets individuals study that you're looking at airfare to a particular destination or restaurants that you're checking out. Anything personal of yours that can be weaponized and used against you to trick you into compromising yours or your company's assets are subject to this type of an attack. Ransomware has emerged as a damaging type of a cybercrime. The average cost of a ransomware attack on businesses is $133,000. The US Department of Homeland Security defines ransomware as a type of malicious software or malware designed to deny access to a computer system or data until a ransom is paid. Ransomware typically spreads through phishing emails or by unknowingly visiting an infected website. Ransomware can be devastating to an individual or an organization. Anyone with important data stored on their computer or on their network is at risk, including government or law enforcement agencies and healthcare systems or other critical infrastructure entities. Recovery can be a difficult process that may require the services of a reputable data recovery specialist, and some victims pay to recover their files. However, there is no guarantee that individuals will recover their files if they pay the ransom. According to Symantec, ransomware detections have been more dominant in countries with higher numbers of internet-connected populations. It should be no surprise that the United States ranks highest with 18.2% of all ransomware attacks. Ransomware damage costs, according to Cybersecurity Ventures, will rise to $11.5 billion in 2019. A business will fall victim to a ransomware attack every 14 seconds during this time. 94% of malware came through via email, and 48% of malicious email attachments are Microsoft Office files. It gets more dire. 53% of companies had over 1,000 sensitive files that are open to every employee. Financial and manufacturing services have the highest percentage of exposed sensitive files at 21%. On average, each employee had access to 17 million files, and only 5% of folders on the average corporate network is properly protected. Even the most basic things like password management are at risk because 61% of companies have over 500 accounts with passwords that do not expire. Whether you're a CEO, a COO, a CISO, or a CIO, these statistics should send a shiver up our collective spines. But what can we do as a response to these threats that seem to compound every single day? We have two main options to respond. We can bury our heads in the sand and hope this will all blow over, or we can tune into the next episode of karTECH Talks, where we explore some of the most basic and pragmatic things that each of us, yes, each of us, can do to help protect our companies and ourselves. Until next time, I'm Kartik Sakthivel for Tech Talk. We want your feedback, so please comment at the end of these videos. Thank you.